think it's a really special thing to be able to climb world-class routes during the years of their inception, moving on holds still sharp with new promise. There's this quiet hum of potential and it hangs in the air like static, and you know it's only a matter of time before this place explodes onto the climbing world stage. As climbers, we're constantly trying to find new challenging lines in places a little further off the beaten path than usual that still feel wild, that still promise us adventure. And as parents of tiny climbers, we seek out these little gems for the kids too. They're like precious stones hidden in plain sight, patiently waiting to be discovered. Except this place isn't just one rock, it's the whole damn treasure.
This wall here, so much more.
Tell me, Mommy, what accident anyone?
Ideal climbing conditions. It's a bit windy today!
Good. Keeps the boys away.
When you climb as a family, one of the hardest things is finding sectors that cater to everyone's capabilities. But in Manikia, we never really had any problems.
It's short. Steep.
Ilona is this fab wee sector in the lower valley which has some of the most fun and sharpest limestone pockets that we've climbed on in a while. There's also a bunch of harder routes with tufas, razor sharp crimps and more sharp pockets, so it was a great crag to get warmed up properly and get routes up for the kids before we jumped on something harder.
8. Make sure it's tight to your harness. This way. Go around the back. So put your feet up high. Good job. That's it.
Ah, it's strong, Arlo. Strong, buddy, come on.
That's it. See it? Top right front of your face. Yeah, good job. Good job. Keep working this feet. That's it.
You gonna send it?
Try. Just find it really awkward. The tufa, the wall is like you're overhanging, but you're also floundering. So kind of feels like the whole left side of my body is sort of pointless.
Leaving Indonesia last year and the start of our nomadic life 9 months ago was also the point at which I returned to climbing after a 4-year break. Becoming a mum coincided with that break, but it didn't cause it. It was just life and the fact that there wasn't much climbing where we lived in Indonesia. I could never look back on our life there with anything other than happiness. But I'd be lying if I said that packing away that core piece of ourselves wasn't tough. And since becoming a mum and a climber again, I'm trying to put the pieces back together, just in a different mind and body. The body's starting to remember, but the mind has been more of a challenge. And this style of route felt so far out of my comfort zone that I hung on the ropes scared and close to tears more than once, wondering why the hell am I doing this? I should just pick something more in my crimpy wheelhouse and leave the cave routes alone. But my tiny homemade fan club kept cheering me on, and their belief in me gave me belief in me. So I didn't bail, but I committed. And I found that high that I love so much again, the one that comes from mentally mantling the doubt and fear that has a tendency to creep in when I'm trying things near my limit. My head is still a work in progress some days, but it feels good when it comes together. When we first visited Manikia, we tried this new route which wasn't in the guidebook at the time and we didn't know the grade. I found it absolutely nails and Harden nearly flashed it, taking one fall on it. He thought it was probably about 7B plus or a hard 7C, but it was just a guess. Coming back a few months later and buying the new guide, we discovered it was actually 7C plus, and he sent it.
Every time I do that route, it's always new cut. Crazy. Sharp, crossy, bouldery. But yeah, I love it. Good 7C plus, for sure. Not polished at all.
What did you find?
Crystal. A whole crystal. There's not even any stone in it, it's just a chunk of
That
crystal.
is what I'm talking about.
The climbing in Manikia is pretty isolated, which is one of the things we love in a place, but it's good to stock up before heading up there. But There's a fantastic wee shop called Dragonera in the village of Brissy that sells local produce, extra supplies, really good coffee, and the guidebook if you need it. Oh, and in the humble opinion of our 6-year-old, it also sells the best ice cream on the island, or as we call it, the best ride.
Go climbing.
There are days when Harden and I want to try something harder at sectors where there's not much for the kids. So they have a rest day and we hoof up extra snacks, books, audiobooks, unicorns and Uno for them to ultimately completely ignore and play with rocks and sticks instead. Les Larmes de Syspyhe was one of those areas. The main sector is just this insane wall of tufas and excellent friction that looks like melting candle wax but climbs like sandpaper. As luck, or lack thereof, would have it, we had time to warm up, play a hand of Uno with the sprogs, and Harden managed just one burn on Cataramenos before the rain hit, and we had to hike back down and straight into the taverna in Brissy to dry off and eat up.
Breakfast of champions.
I used the eggs that they gave us last night in the taverna.
That's really nice of them, isn't it?
It was. They also gave us wine, but I'm not.
Not having that this morning.
Yeah.
For every hard sector we take the kids to, we usually follow up with a kid-focused family fun day, and with 0 walk-in, Archaia Monterna was the perfect candidate.
Closest approach. Easy was the kids.
Yeah.
We're pretty firm believers that kids don't know what they can do if we don't give them the space to try. 3 months ago when Arlo asked if we could teach him to lead, my quiet internal reaction was that maybe he wasn't ready, but for him to ask meant he felt ready. He had confidence in himself and I realised I just had to get out of his way.
Work your feet up. You work your feet up a little bit, little steps. Then you'll be able to stand up and see the next pose.
Nice, Arlo.
Yeah. Work your feet up again.
Yes! Woohoo! Woohoo! Buddy!
The chain for me.
How was that one, buddy? Was that good?
Yeah.
Good lead, eh? Really good lead, buddy. I was just enjoying the view. Enjoying the view now? Good job, my boy.
Maybe
This is so much fun. Go for it, Mia.
See that hook next to the end? Yeah, all the way up there. I use that edge. Yeah, to go around the cut there I'm kind of different.
Venga, venga. Like go to the right. Right, other right. Up. Yes, come on, you see it. Yeah.
Boom. Good job, bud.
First hit the purple bit to get a little harder. Really hard.
One of our favourite things about climbing in Greece is rest day market runs. And the market right down the street, with cars still passing in Conistris, is small but perfect.
Mommy!
Yeah?
Please, you buy some cherries?
Nearly every stallholder kindly gave us tasters of honey sweets and olives and some sour green fruity ball thing that still remains a mystery to me. Oh, mummy too.
What is it? Is it nice?
It's really sour. I gave me hers. I'm gonna eat it because I don't want to be rude. But it's really sour.
It wasn't a climbing day, so after the market in the morning, we decided to go for a hike to explore the canyon. The North Face sectors aren't open until after July. Nesting birds have priority, but we couldn't leave without at least looking at some of the area's most epic hard lines from the other side of the canyon at Manikia Project, where I ended up doing a really nice 7A actually. So much for resting. There are just some walls that call to you to be climbed. Sitting in the campsite night after night, staring up at this giant amphitheatre of rock at Empogazi, backlit by slivers of moonlight, this is one of those walls. The hike up to White Wall in the neighbouring Rolling Stone sector is intense. It's an unrelenting but stunning hike up the valley at 45 degrees. The kids did so well. Just a little lone dot on that huge wall, looking at the little herbs popping up all over the wall again. I have to wonder how many people make the hike to experience these routes, and how many don't realise what an opportunity they've missed.
What did you think of White Wall?
I like it. It was slabby, unexpectedly, but technical, and I really like the routes. It was crimpy, and yeah, I like it. I think I wore the wrong shoes because I can't feel my feet. Ow. Whew. Doing good, darling?
We're here, Mummy.
Now we do the easy part.
Yeah. Come on.
Nice, get a good one with your right hand.
Dragonera, one of Manikia's first, and for me anyway, most intimidating sectors, turned out to also be one of the most fun. It has all these insane features, tufas and stalactites, yes, but also everything that sets us on fire, pockets and crimps and technical feat and exposure. One of the things I've always loved about climbing is the solitude. It's a wild, beautiful paradox now, climbing with the kids. Being a parent, being able to enjoy the crazy on the ground, from 5 rounds of Uno and den building to belaying them and supporting their sends, and still being able to find myself and my quiet 60 feet above their heads. To just zero in on each move and how it feels. To just be me. To just be us.
That tufa move was wild.
Yeah, it's a big move going into the tufa. But yeah, it's, you feel like you're really out there, you know?
It's like proper airtime.
Cool though.
Ah, that top move! I thought you were getting it.
I know.
I really thought you were getting it.
That did come off the last move.
Next time.
Next time, for sure.
Next time.
We've circled back to Manikia twice now in nearly as many months,
heavy?
and there's been new routes and new sectors in that time. That should tell you
But you're
everything
strong,
you
you
need to
can do
know
it.
about how incredible the climbing and the people are here. We're already making plans to return even now as we make our way to a place that's been on our radar for over a decade, a place that would far exceed our lofty expectations. Next up, Romania.